Yes, it has been 3 years. No, I don't have a reason for why I've not been filming, but today I'm back. And I'm back picking up where I left off at the Severn Valley Railway. Ready? So yes, it has been 3 years since I last filmed anything, really, and I haven't got a reason for it, it just is. But I am back once again at the Severn Valley Railway outside Kidderminster Railway Museum, actually. Today is the day of their spring gala. It is day number 2 for them, day number 1 and only day for me because of work and everything like that. We're going to be catching that train over there in a minute, the 8 o'clock to Bewdley, for a very specific reason, and I will explain the reason when we get to Bewdley. And of course the weather today is a little bit grey, chance of rain a bit later on, which could cause problems, but anyway, we will have to just see how the weather holds out. Beautiful Great Western coaches that we've got here on this set. I'm going to go see what's up on the front because I don't actually know what's on the front today. So it's a double header this morning. Starts off with 1450 and 7714. Liam, if you're watching this, you will like 7714, of course. So we're going to go and take a seat in the train and get ready for our first departure of the day. Oh, this seems like a good spot as any to take a seat. Let's go to Bewdley. So yes, I think I've now got my mic working. I don't think it was actually working on the previous clips, but anyway, we'll roll with it. Yes, welcome to Bewdley. We've made it. You probably just saw the reason why we are here in the back of shot, but let's go and find somewhere quiet to sit down, and I'll explain why I started my day at Kidderminster and not Bridge North. Going for a rather aggressive angle in this shot, but anyway, what to it. And I'm at Bewdley. The reason for that is because of it was supposed to be, according to the timetable, a triple header with 813, which is currently on the coaches, and then the 2 visiting locomotives, which is the Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug and the Porter Power Bagnall. However, there has been a slight change of plan because of the Pug not being able to connect up to mainline locomotives. I think it was something on the Facebook page. It's not a triple header anymore. I think 813 is going to be on the front, and then the other 2 are going to be on the back, but I'm not 100% certain on that. They are currently just down in the yard at the moment, the Pug and the Porter Power Bagnall, Judy, her name is. So we'll go and get on the train in a minute or 2. It's not due to leave for another 20 minutes, I think it is. I'm saying that, I've got a timetable in my hand and I'm not looking at it. Yeah, 20 minutes is when it's due, but we are running, I think, a few minutes late. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, look at these auto coaches. There's two of them. There's the sort of chocolate and cream one, and then the maroon one. Aren't they nice? And the late one free. I love this little locomotive. It's so cool, so cute. So that is Judy, the Porter Power Bagnall. Size comparison to 813. That is a very, very small locomotive. And 813 is small, so Judy looks tiny in comparison to it. There is a picture on the Facebook page, I think, for the Severn Valley, when the 3 visiting locomotives turned up and they got a shot of these 2 plus Duke of Gloucester, which is the other locomotive here. It's a very, very cool shot because you can't see either the Pug or Judy because of Duke of Gloucester. It's amazing. And over here, by the way, incidentally, we have the Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug, which has come, I think, from Keighley, from the Keighley and Worth Valley. Just heading off shed now to go and couple up, I think, to the rear of the locomotives, like of the carriages, I'm not sure. Yes, it's moving forward, I can just see now. So that's going to go and join the rear of the train. And then, yeah, we'll have our kind of triple header, except not triple header, 3 locomotives on 1 train. This is why I started at Kidderminster today. It's such a small locomotive. It's really, really cool. When I first heard that they were bringing that locomotive here, I was a bit surprised and thought, how is it going to fit in to a Gala unless it's doing short little services, which is exactly what it's doing between Bewdley and Kidderminster with the Pug and these 2 coaches. But yeah, it's tiny. It's really cool. Anyway, Pug's now coming back onto the coaches, and then we have got 10 minutes until the train departs. So I think it's probably time we go and get on the train. Right, so back at Kidderminster once again. That was a cool experience, having the 3 locomotives on that 1 train. This behind me is the service that the 3rd visiting locomotive, Duke of Gloucester, is pulling. That's at the front of the set. However, I'm not getting on it, because everyone else is. I'm actually going to be waiting for the next local, I think it is, or shuttle, whatever it's called, with 813 on it, heading to Arley. So I've got about 50 minutes, I think, here until that train. So we're going to go and have a look around Kidderminster and see what's going on the platform now that things might have started opening up. it's funny to think that that little locomotive there is what, well, with the help of 813 as well, excuse the smoke, is what just pulled us all the way to Kidderminster from Bewley. That is that is my favourite of all the locomotives here. That is the best one. Just currently walking back down the platform, not to the service that's currently in the platform, whatever it is, platform 1, but to the very end of the platform, because there is something slightly interesting that I want to show you here at Kidderminster. A whole bunch of people around the two visitors, which is to be expected. The safety valves on Judy are going off, making it very loud. But yes, just down here, I hope the wind isn't too much. I do have my wind sort of shield on, I can put on if it starts getting a bit too much, is a platform extension. So usually the platforms stop at a certain point down here, but they have been extending it and it's not quite done yet. It will be, I think, in the summer potentially. I'm not sure when it's going to be done, but it will be done at some point. But yes, they are extending the platform basically a good few feet actually, and we can see what they're doing now. So this is going to involve pointy finger work, but just there, that's the point where the platform stopped, and then that is the new extension that they're doing. So that was the sign that you used to be able to go to, but obviously there is now this barrier stopping it, and that is where the new extension is going. So it basically just goes right down over there, just past where that digger little thing is. So that is the new extension, which will be opening when it's built, when it's not that. That is such a deafening noise. Interestingly, just then, you could probably just see the cab of Judy. There's a vent in the roof in the middle, and one of the guys in it just poked his head out of it, which was quite funny to see. Shows just how small it is. Anyway, it's currently 25 to 10. My service doesn't leave for about, I think it's about 10 past 10. I think it leaves or something like that. So I'm going to head down, I think, to go and get a drink from somewhere, and then we'll come back and get ready to get on the train down to Arley, I think it is we're going. I don't know. I'll have to have a look and see. Just checked. Yes, it is Arley we're going to. Then we're going on to Highley. I wouldn't normally stop at Highley today because there's never normally anything interesting at Highley. It has never really changed much. But today, it's a little bit different. And you'll see why when we get to Highley. Just going to hope that the angle is good. I'm hoping it is anyway. We have got the little shuttle service going off with Judy and the pug. That's going to be making some noise behind me. Thought I'd just explain why I am going down to Arley now, rather than catching this again. Like I say, it'll have 813 on it, and it's a different set of coaches, which is always good. But I'm slowly making my way to Highley. Because there is a slight change at the engine house that we will talk about when we get there, as they are getting ever closer, so this is probably going to get louder, and I'm going to have to speak up a little bit. So basically my plan now for the rest of the day is to go to Highley, see what's at the engine house, and then we have the pug going off, and then in a minute you'll see the very tiny Judy behind it as well. Which I'm just going to wait for you to see this, because look at how small the locomotive is compared to the platform. Look at how small. Look at how tiny it is. I will keep saying it all day. Look at how small that locomotive is. It is incredible. So Highley is the next major point. Arley is kind of just a stopping point for a change at the engine house, and then later on we are going to get a ride behind Duke of Gloucester. Now I think I'm going to get that from Bridge North, and hopefully it will still be running. The railway does have, we say, history of locomotives just failing during the day, so that could happen. It literally happened yesterday with 7714. So head down to Bridge North, catch the train back here to Kidderminster to end the day around about 5-6 o'clock ish is kind of the plan. The weather is still holding out. It's still not raining, which is fantastic. Well, this seems like as good a compartment as any. And you have to, with these ones, you have to be a bit careful. You have to open the window and then close it like that. So, yes, let's go to Arley. Just made a very big mistake. I was filming a time lapse earlier, which you'll have seen at some point probably in this, of Arley, where I am now, even though it doesn't look like it. I'm in a lovely seated area with some plants and things like that. It's fantastic. Except I just filmed a little bit, sort of say I'm here at Arley and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've just realised I've had time lapse on still. So all that I just did, all that piece of camera, gone, because it was in a time-lapse form. How stupid am I? So anyway, yes, here at Arley. Lovely station, it's so quiet. If you ever are coming to the railway, I do recommend coming here because it is a fantastic station to get out. There's not much here, but that is why it's really nice, because it's nice and quiet. Apart from on Gala days, it can be quite busy sometimes, especially if services are crossing over. So I've been looking at the timetable on the train down to sort of see what I'm going to be doing. So we're heading to Highley now, and then after Highley was a bit of a question mark as to not really know what I was going to do, but I think I've now come up with a plan. So spend an hour at Highley and then catch a train down to Bridgnorth, where I'll have a little bit of time, not too much, but a little bit of time to maybe get something to eat or just have a quick look around there before catching the local service up to Erdington, I think, possibly. Erdington or Hampton Load, I haven't quite made my mind up on that one yet, but I think probably more than likely Erdington. After that, we will then catch that back to Bridgnorth to then get the 5 to 4 service from Bridgnorth all the way back to Kidderminster, which will be Duke of Gloucester, hopefully. So that's the rough plan, the rough idea. Hopefully it's going to work, and hopefully the weather holds out as well still. There's a fairly blackish looking cloud. It looks darker on camera than it actually is. It's not actually that dark, but it is. So yes, down to Highley, and then we'll have a look around the engine house. This has to be one of the coolest little spots ever. Look at the plants on there. I work in a garden centre and I do not know what those plants are. There are locomotives coming in, so I have got to find a way onto that platform, which I think is round over here somewhere, and then go and get on the train. Yes, I can hear locomotives coming in. Probably actually be able to see it actually from here. Don't know how busy this one's going to be because it is the mogul on the front of this one, the LMS mogul that is. You can just see the steam rising up now from the distance, and there's a lovely little bridge over here just to take us on to the platform and then onto the train. Okay, so it is quite noisy, quite rowdy, this train, but yeah, just left Arley now, heading on the way to Highley. As you can see, it is just, well, white outside, but where the camera is. Yeah, on to Highley and then on to Bridgnorth. So we have made it down to Highley. Had to get through the crowd then on that platform because it was very busy. 813 is just over here. There's a plaque, like notice board thing here about the mining that used to happen here at Highley. But yes, we're going to go over to the engine house now to go and see what's changed in there, and then head down to Bridgnorth. Also, I've looked at the timetable. We should have Duke of Gloucester coming through in about 20 minutes or so. So hopefully we can wrap up in the engine house quick and then get out and see that passing through up to Kidderminster. So as 813 makes its way back down to Arley, walking past Prince's Wall, as I'm going to be calling it from now on, which, if you don't know, back in, I think it was 2017, they had a gala here where Prince from the Festiniog was here and it crashed into that wall. Yeah, true story, it genuinely happened. And there's also a rather lovely old car here as well, which I didn't expect to see. So anyway, Engine House, if you've been here at any point in the last sort of 2 years, it hasn't really changed. Except this year, there's a slight change. So long-time viewers of the channel will know that this was my profile picture at one point in time, this picture of Gordon. Also over here, we have a rather, derpy looking Lady Armadale, but the change is that. That is 9017, the Great Western Duke Dog, which has come from the Vale of Rydal Railway at their museum. They've taken another locomotive from here, I think it's one of the Manors, but that has come here. And it's really, really cool to see it. It's here for 2 years on loan, so it's not the only time it will be here. But yeah, a change in the engine house. So I'm just walking down to the other end of the museum, past the LMS King's coach, I think it is, because I want to see what's at the other end now, because like I say, they've done a bit of a swap round of things. So I think up here now, we are going to have the Ivet Mogul, I think it'll be, or something like that. Yes, that's what's over here. It is the Mickey Mouse Ivet 2MT with, oh, my friend is going to love this. So, you might remember a long time ago I used to make videos of a guy called Scott, was known as Ivet Gamer, and this right here is his favourite locomotive. He loves this one, and it's been down at the other end for a long, long time, and you've never been able to sort of like go in the cab. But when the Manor was here, you were able to go inside the cab. They split it up. Well, now you can go inside the cab. So you can actually, I mean, it's obviously, it would never normally be this big, but you can actually go in, you can step into the cab of the locomotive. How cool is that? I do not know how this shot is going to come out, but I'm hoping it's going to come out cool. Look at this. You can step in, you can have a look at all the controls, you can move gauges and things like that. It's actually one of the coolest things. This is much better than the Manor when it was here. Yeah, Scott, you're watching this, I know you will be, you are gonna love this massively. So yeah, it's just coming down now, just have a quick look up close at the Duke Dog, the Earl of Berkeley. You can see inside the cab. Yeah, that's, yeah. It's nice to have it here because it's something different, and like I say, different is always cool and interesting, and this hasn't changed a lot in the last sort of 2 years, so to see something completely different is always good. I'm, yeah, very happy it's here. And the Mogul thing, the Mogul experience, that's cool. Right, so I have just come to sit outside on one of the benches, which is in the sort of green, grassy area outside of Highley Station. Duke Gloucester is coming in now as we speak, but I'm not catching that service. I'm going to be going down that way to Bridge North. In fact, here in a minute, you'll probably be able to see it actually, which is cool. So, yeah, Engine House. If you can come to here, and you must come here, you must make an attempt, come to the Engine House. It is fantastic. It's really cool actually to have a little museum halfway along the break to the journey. Honestly, I pick my moments, don't I? Duke of Gloucester there, going on with Hagley Hall moving off as at the same time. I really do pick my moments to film, don't I? But anyway, yeah. The lovely little museum. It's nice to have something kind of halfway along the line to sort of break up the day. a little bit, which, you know, is nice. And there's some interesting things in there. I didn't film everything that was in there, but I filmed a bit. And if you are here, come and explore it. So that's the engine house done. Now it's the rest of the day. And really, that, Duke and Gloucester, is the thing that I need to do next, basically. But of course, I'm not going to do it now because I want to do a full line run, not just between Highley and Kidderminster. So, I'm going to head down to Bridgnorth. I think what I'm going to do, as they've now stopped, I think what I'm going to do is head to Bridgnorth, then get to the shuttle service out of there, which will be about 10 minutes. Walk around over the bridge, get onto the train, and head to Hampton Load, where we'll then switch back again and then head down to Bridgnorth. I keep saying Hughley, I don't know why. Then head down to Bridgnorth again, and then finally, the final service of the day will be Duke of Gloucester on the return to Kidderminster from Bridgnorth. So that's the rest of the day. Probably another 1, 2, 3, 4 more trains, 4 more services, and that'll be the day done. But we'll have done everything. We'll have had a ride behind the Pug and Judy. This morning we'll have done Duke of Gloucester, done the engine house, and apart from Erlington and 2 the quest stops at Country Park and Northwood, we'll have done every station as well, which is always a little added bonus to get every station in one day, which is cool. So yes, Bridgnorth next, and then on to Hampton Loads. Probably the quietest station we're going to go to today. Certainly in terms of passenger numbers, I think. I don't know what official passenger numbers are, car going past. I'd be interested to find out actually from the railway if they have like an official passenger list of how many people use each station. But then again, I also suppose actually how would they do that, because you've got to really get on at either Bridgnorth or Kidderminster. You can start your day here, for example, if you want to, or Bewdley or any of the other stations, but generally speaking, you're going to start it at one end. You're going to start in at Bridgnorth or Kidderminster. So that's very, very squeaky. This, where they're running now on the bit of track, they rarely use it. Only ever really at Darla's will they use it. And I've realised that it's talking about for free. I'm going to chop myself up indefinitely. This has been a very, very nice, relaxing, chill day, to say the least. So yes, we are now on the way to Bridgnorth. I thought I'd just try a little bit of speaking into the microphone directly like this, because that's the thing with these wireless microphones. They're fantastic because you can like just walk around and they are like just, yeah, they're really, really good microphones. Just realised the shot that I just filmed didn't quite come out as I wanted, so I'll say what I said again. Highley is a little bit of a pinch point because so many people get on and so many people get off that it's the one point, probably the most delayed place on the railway. It's the place that creates the most delays, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, after that, we are now on the way to Bridgnorth. It is currently 12:30. I don't know where that puts us in terms of the timetable, and I don't seem to have a copy of my... I have found my timetable, which is always good. So, we are currently on the train. Yeah, I think we're running almost a time, actually, which is actually surprising, considering I just said it's a bit of a pinch point. But yeah, I think we're running time, and we're now pulling into Country Park Halt. This is where you can walk from the Country Park, and you can meet the train here. It's a really cool place, actually. I've walked the Country Park before, and I've actually got out here before as well, so it is a really, really cool place, like, to just walk around if you want to fancy it. And actually you can walk between here and Hampton Load. If I'd have thought about that, I'd have walked between here and Hampton Load, but I didn't. So what are you gonna do? Alright, so we have just made it to Bridgnorth. The standard 4 is just moving down, changing the plan ever so slightly. I'm not going to be going to Hampton Load anymore, because when we went through, there wasn't much at Hampton Load, and it's one of those stations where if you get stuck at Hampton Load, you've got a bit of time before the next train. So I thought, let's come down to Bridgnorth. I'm going to go and get something to eat, and then we're going to catch the service back then to Kidderminster with Duke of Gloucester. So one more service and then back to Kidderminster. This does feel weird because this is the point where I would normally be walking down the car park, as it has just started to spit with rain, which is always fun. This is the point where I would normally come down to the car park to get into my car to drive home. But I'm not, because my car is at the other end in Kidderminster. So yes, anyway, this is the lower car park, that is the higher car park. There is the DMU just up there, as you can see. So I'm going to walk into Bridge North, go and get something to eat, come back. We've got about 2 hours until the train comes in, and then we'll get on it and head back to Kidderminster to round off the day. So it has been about 2 hours since I last filmed anything, but I'm still here at Bridge North. It has rained, as you can see. It has definitely rained, but now I'm about to catch my final service of the day, and it's going to be on that. This is Duke of Gloucester, the experimental, unique, one-off locomotive from British Rail, and it's been taking us all the way back to Kidderminster to end what's been a very interesting day. So yes, on the train now, in a compartment once again. I don't know how long I'm going to have it for on my own, because this is obviously Duke of Gloucester's return service back to Kidderminster, so it's probably going to be quite a busy service. The reason I've got the shot like this is because, as you can see, we've got a little 1450 heading off with that's the local shuttle service that's going to Hampton Road, I believe it's going to, stopping at Erdington. So yes, got another 20 minutes until this train departs, and then we will be back in Kidderminster about 5:30ish. So yeah, all in all, it has been a good day. I'll do a proper roundup at Kidderminster, but yeah, all in all, pretty good. So back once again at Kidderminster for the final time. Duke of Gloucester over there. We've got the Lancashire and Yorkshire pugs here. It's very busy. I'm going to try and keep out of everyone's way who's taking photos and things, because there's a lot going on. Duke of Gloucester pug. The Bagnall will be down here somewhere as well, so I'm going to go find somewhere quiet to wrap up this video. Of course, I can't walk past it without getting one more little shot of Judy. Fuck me, those safety valves will go off a lot, don't they? And so I am ending the day where I started it, although actually having my microphone working now, which is good. Yeah, what a day it has been. It's been a long one, actually, but a successful one. We managed to get a ride behind all the visitors, which is good, and the weather has, well, been very British as it is normally. Bit dry, well, dry this morning and then rain this afternoon. So I'm gonna head home now, and yeah, that is the end of this first video back. It feels very weird to say that, my first video back. This is not the end of the channel. This is just now the beginning again, and I'm not quite sure what the next video is going to be. Probably will be on some new railway stations, potentially. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. There will be potentially also an update video as well at some point. I can just see the little pug and stuff off in the distance there. And these, hang on, signal levers and old wagons as well, which is cool. Yeah, probably will do some sort of update video at some point in the near future. Just to sort of go over a few little things and stuff, but yes, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed filming this one. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it helps out massively, and a like is always appreciated, and comment below anything you want to see me do or cover on the channel. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again.